This is the final game of 3 games in 3 days here in the Millis Athletic and Convocation Center on the beautiful campus of High Point University. Charleston Southern and High Point will kick it off tonight in some women's college basketball action on the Big South Network presented by State Farm. Welcome inside the Millis Athletic and Convocation Center as we get set for that matchup between Charleston Southern and High Point. Charleston Southern comes in with a 5-9 record on the season, a 2-4 record in the Big South Conference. High Point, on the other hand, comes in at 8-7 and a 4-2 record in the Big South Conference. This should be a track meet of a game, folks, so if you like offense, this is the game for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Two teams that can really light it up. They've been in the 70s and 80s pretty consistently throughout the year. Should be a lot of three-pointers in this game and should be a lot of fun to watch.
Absolutely. And Dylan, what are some keys we're looking for tonight for both teams if they're going to come out with a victory tonight?
Well, looking at some of the keys for Charleston Southern, perimeter shooting has been huge for them. They hit 15 threes in the last game against Campbell, so that was huge for them, and that's going to be also something that High Point's going to have to key on defensively. And also defensive intensity for Charleston Southern. High Point's turned the ball over 17 and 22 times in their last 2 games, so Charleston Southern should be able to create some turnovers tonight and hopefully get out in transition and be able to capitalize off those turnovers.
Absolutely. Charleston Southern coming off a big 10-point victory over Campbell the other night. They forced the Campbell Camels into 22 turnovers, so that's a number we're going to watch tonight for the Panthers. What about for High Point?
For High Point, first, limiting turnovers is going to be something that they're going to have to counteract that defensive intensity from Charleston Southern. They've been turning it over too much, and I'm sure Coach Hendricks is keyed in on that, and they're going to try to keep that number low under the stat column here tonight. Also, hot shooting from the line. Last game, they made 23 out of 26 shots, which is absolutely fantastic. They were able to get to the line frequently and able to capitalize on those opportunities, which really kept them in the lead throughout their game against Presbyterian.
On the season, High Point shooting it under 70% from the line, folks, but in their last 5 games, they're shooting it over 83%, so that number seems to be coming up for the Panthers. Dylan, who are some key players to watch tonight?
For Charleston Southern, we have Erin Bratcher, who's an absolute assassin out on the perimeter. She also has some decent height. She made 7 threes in their last game, 26 points. She's averaging 15 on the season, and she can really light it up if they're not careful. It might be hard for them matching up against her on the perimeter simply because of her height. It should be interesting to see how Coach Deanna Hendricks deals with Erin Bratcher here tonight.
Absolutely, Dylan. And for High Point?
For High Point, we're going to have to give a big shout-out to Teddy Vincent, who was absolutely awesome last game. She had 4 three-pointers, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. She really lit it up for High Point coming in as a freshman, and she's doing a fantastic job. She can really counteract Bratcher on the offensive end for High Point if she continues to play like she did the other night.
Absolutely, Dylan. Before tonight's game, I saw Teddy Vincent putting up some shots. He was hitting everything from distance. We'll see if she can keep it going tonight against Charleston Southern. Come back with us. The tip is next here on the Big South Network, presented by State Farm.
Get social with the Big South. Join our always growing network of fans on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Connect with us through BigSouthSports.com and be part of the discussion now. Follow, watch, like, and share with the Big South Conference.
You'll find them inside each huddle, on every sideline, in every classroom, on each campus, from our neighborhoods to the corner office. Student athletes from the Big South Conference, serving in roles they've trained for all their lives. Leaders. The Big South Conference, developing leaders through athletics. Learn more at BigSouthSports.com.
Did you know that glass is endlessly recyclable? These days, most glass bottles and jars produced in the United States now contain at least 25% recycled glass. And manufacturing recycled glass requires 75% less energy to produce than making it from new materials. So please put your glass where it belongs, in the recycling bin. Brought to you by Waste Management.
Plans today to attend the Big South Basketball Championships. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/Big South.
The Millis Center has been the place to be the last 3 days. We've had 3 games in 3 days in this building, and it caps off tonight. High Point taking on Charleston Southern. Kevin Russell, Dylan Lovering along with you for the ride tonight in what should be a track meet of a basketball game. If you like offense, this is the one for you. Dylan, give us those starting lineups.
For Charleston Southern Lady Bucks, we have Erin Bratcher, Anisha Dotson, DJ Fowler, Alyssa Mann, and Monique Maximilian.
What about for High Point?
And for High Point, we have Teddy Vincent, Latrice Phelps, Ashante Richard, Kayla Keys, and Stacia Robinson rounding out the starting 5 for both sides.
It was Phelps and Maximilian on the tip, and Maximilian controls it for the Buccaneers, and they'll have that one kicked out of play. It'll be Buccaneer basketball underneath High Point's rim. 4:30 start this evening, so a little matinee action for you on a Saturday afternoon. Should take us just past sunset here on the East Coast in High Point, North Carolina. Charleston Southern loves to keep the tempo high, so they don't like to be in these half-court sets. 10 on the shot clock for the Buccaneers. Fowler has it on the perimeter, guarded by Keys. 4 on the shot clock. That one's kicked to Bratcher. Bratcher with the hook shot. No good, didn't draw iron. It'll be a shot clock violation for the Buccaneers. High Point basketball.
Great start to defensively for High Point University there, just buckling down, making them take some wild shots at the buzzer.
So here comes Kayla Keys walking it up. She's in the backcourt with Richard.
Kayla Keys, #1 in the conference against Big South opponents in scoring.
Keys passes up on the triple, puts it up, no good. Robertson there for the offensive rebound and the putback. 2 points early on for Stacia Robertson.
And Robertson, #6 in the Big South in offensive rebounds per game, and you can see it there. She pulls in 3.5 of those per game, and she's pretty tall out there today. Maybe she'll get more.
That was Mann for 3, no good. Here comes Richard trying to push the tempo. Way too high on the transition pass intended for Latrice Phelps.
Yeah,
we talked about it, Dylan. Turnover is going to be a key in this ballgame.
Yeah, and the number I think that Coach Hendricks is going to be looking to is 15. If you can keep those turnovers below the number 15, that can be a step in the right direction for High Point University, but ill-advised pass there from Richard.
Dotson hits it with the hand in her face. Phelps did a good job closing out. A good jumper right there by Anisha Dotson.
Dotson could very well be the star of this team, averaging the same amount of points per game as Erin Bratcher, and she also pulls down 4.8 rebounds per game. So she's a very important player for this Charleston Southern team. They'll get her the ball a lot inside tonight.
Vincent passed up on a three-pointer. She was hot in last Thursday's ball game. Now Keys in the corner for 3. Way too strong, rebounded by Bratcher. Charleston Southern keeping their heads up at all times, always looking to run. Bratcher with a three-pointer way off the mark, and that one's going to be knocked out of play. Alyssa Mann couldn't handle it, and it'll be High Point basketball right in front of their own bench.
So 2 of the top scorers for both of these teams, Kayla Keys and Erin Bratcher, just looking with a couple of absolutely really ugly shots to start out this game. Both of them 0 for 2 from the floor.
Robertson catches it, goes in with the left hand, too strong off the glass, gets her own rebound. Early on, already 2 offensive rebounds for Stacia Robertson. Vincent in the corner for 3. That one's off the mark, and it's going to roll on out of play into the Charleston Southern bench. So 2-2 our score early on, Dylan, but this has been an exciting 2-2 contest.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like the score should be a lot higher, but we see it had a little bit of a cold start on both sides of the floor, but certainly high intensity, a lot of momentum, a lot of fast-paced playing in this game so far.
Alyssa Mann guarded on the perimeter by Vincent. Now it's Keys guarding Fowler. Fowler looking to get inside, turns and spins. Did she travel? Thought she did. Officials said no, so possession maintains with the Buccaneers. Going inside, and this time it will be Fowler going to the line for 2 shots. Only 3 seconds left on the shot clock. That was a bad foul right there by Stacia Robertson.
Yeah, tough though. Fowler, real quick player. She's also very good defensively. One of the 3 players in this team averaging in double figures. She's over 12 points per game for Charleston Southern. So really a trifecta of players that are going to put up points for them, and that's Fowler, Bratcher, and Dotson. Absolutely,
and Fowler knocks down the first on the season, a 77.2% foul shooter. And I apologize, I said that last foul was on Stacia Robertson. It was actually on Ashante Richard. So 1 personal for Richard, nothing for Stacia. Fowler hits the second of 2 free throws, and it's now a 4-2 edge for the Buccaneers. Phelps catches it in the high post, just inside the foul line. The jumper no good. 3rd offensive rebound of the game for Stacia, and she's fouled.
Stacia Robertson so active on the offensive glass, and you know, this kind of the style of play that High Point's kind of switched to this year with a lot of youth, a lot of speed, and a lot of shooters. It doesn't necessarily tender to her game as well as they have in years past, but she's done a great job contributing on the offensive glass, and she can also knock down free throws when she gets to the line. So great job to start the game by Stacia Robertson. Let's see if she can get involved offensively.
3 points early on. Actually, the only 3 points of the game for High Point have come from Stacia Robertson. The second free throw on the way, and that one rattles in and out. So 1 of 2 from the line for Stacia, who shoots it at 57.7% on the season. Charleston Southern moving it around the perimeter. Rochelle Brophy into the game now for the Buccaneers. She's guarded by Robertson in the post. And now we're going to have a hand check called against Kayla Keys for reaching in. That was a fortunate whistle right there for DJ Fowler, as it looked like Keys picked her pocket pretty clean.
Yeah, those are always those type of steals at the top of the key are so easy for the refs to call, just in the sight of everybody in the audience. Not surprised to see a whistle.
Bratcher for 3. We talked about her shooting prowess from beyond the arc. She knocks down a 3 right there, putting Charleston Southern on top 7-3.
Bratcher 7 threes in their last matchup, getting off to a good start from beyond the arc tonight.
Robertson catches in the high post to Keys for 3. That one's too strong. Keys off the mark. She was off the mark in her last game as well from distance, only 1 of 7 against Presbyterian the other night. Fowler goes right to the rim, left-handed finish, no, and we'll get a foul called on Rochelle Brophy as she was going for the rebound with Deanisha Jackson. Lindsey Puckett will enter for the Panthers, as well as Lexi Patterson. Ashante Richard and Teddy Vincent will exit for your Panthers. 16 minutes to go in the first half of action. Buccaneers up 7-3 on the Panthers of High Point University.
And Lindsey Puckett had a very good game last time out against Presbyterian. Contributed a lot offensively, but she did have 5 turnovers. And in order to limit the turnovers tonight, Puckett's going to be someone that has to keep the reins out on her game.
Keys picks up her dribble, finds Puckett. Now Robertson in the post. Will they double? Looks like they will. Brophy comes for the help. And Robertson has it stolen away. She was looking to get the ball to Puckett. Stacia goes for the steal. She averages 5 a game. And she's going to pick up a silly foul 25 feet away from the basket. That will take us to our under 16 media timeout. Charleston Southern on top of High Point, 7-3 in the early going.
At High Point University, every student receives an extraordinary education and an inspiring environment with caring people. Cutting-edge academic programs are matched with state-of-the-art living. The transformation of this institution has tripled its size, and it has attracted national attention. Students learn and live in a beautiful 300-acre campus. That's High Point University. Extraordinary.
Need an excuse to go to the beach? Well, now you have one. Create a home court advantage and cheer on the Panthers at the visitmyrtlebeach.com Big South Basketball Championships from March 4th through the 9th in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Contact High Point's ticket office for more information. We'll see you at the beach. To get your official HPU athletics apparel, go to shophighpointpanthers.com. Shophighpointpanthers.com offers a variety of apparel options, including items for golf, basketball jerseys, blankets, hats, and more. Be sure to check out shophighpointpanthers.com.
And there you see John Brown and Dorella Edwards of the High Point University men's basketball team. They took a hard luck defeat last night against in the ESPNU game against the Radford Highlanders, as that was our first nationally televised game here inside the Millis Center on the campus of High Point University. High Point got down big in the first half, but really fought their way back in that one, and it was a great ending to what was the first of what will be many nationally televised Big South Conference games this season.
Yeah, and the kid sitting next to me right now, Kevin Russell's got some hands that are black and blue from clapping at the game last night. So you could tell it was a great atmosphere inside the Millis Center here, and it was a fun game. High Point, again, off to a rough start. They did battle back. Really an entertaining game.
And Dylan, for a matinee day game today, we've got a pretty good crowd on our hand as well, as Bratcher puts up a 3 and knocks it home. Already 2 3-pointers for Erin Bratcher. She's got 6 points early on, and the Buccaneers have a 7-point lead. But for a matinee game on a Saturday afternoon, we actually have a pretty good crowd on hand in the Mill Center today.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see people coming out supporting the team. And, yeah, always a tough draw when you have to play in the afternoon on the weekend, but certainly some people out taking in the game here in the Mill Center. And they're going to have to find a way to stop Bratcher, though, if High Point's going to want to come away with a win.
Dotson has it swatted away by Latrice Phelps. She went right to the basket, but Phelps said, not in my house, but it'll maintain Buccaneer basketball underneath. Brophy gets it in. She kicks it out to the top of the key, and the Buccaneers will reset with 13 on the shot clock. Denisha Jackson manning up in the post on Brophy, now 6 to shoot. I don't know if they notice it. Dotson's got it outside the three-point line, gets into Brophy. She puts it up off the glass. No, Puckett with the board.
High Point gone since the first possession of the game without a field goal. They're going to need to do something here. And Lindsey Puckett, 2 turnovers already in this one. That's something that she needs to key in on and try to prevent.
And here we get a replay of that block by Latrice Phelps.
And that was a nice swat. Latrice Phelps, by far the most athletic girl on this High Point team. And she does a great job getting her shot out for that jump shot. And good block there.
Ball is on the floor off the three-point miss by Dotson, and it will go back to High Point on the change of possession. So a good defensive stand right there from the Panthers, but they've got to get something going offensively. Right now, just 1 made field goal, and then they're 1 of 2 from the foul line. Stacia Robertson has all 3 points for the Panthers right now, and we're 6 minutes into the game. Patterson a little too much dribbling, but finally gets it to Keys. Keys with the crossover dribble. Swings it across. Patterson back to Keys. Keys goes hard to the inside, and a beautiful move off the glass. Kayla Keys with her first 2 points on the afternoon.
Yeah, and Keys had a rough start to the game, 0 for 3, and that's what she's got to do when she gets that behind and her shots aren't falling. Take it to the rim. She's got the quickness and the ability to finish with the left hand.
Good ball movement from the Buccaneers, and that's a missed shot by Rochelle Brophy, and that's going to be knocked out of play, according to the officials, off High Point, but I really think that went off Charleston Southern.
And there you see Keys, a nice drive to the basket, finished it with her right hand falling towards the key.
That inbound pass is going to go out of play. Good defense on the inbounds. No connection was able to be made between Fowler and Erin Bratcher. And because no one touched it, High Point will have to inbound it underneath their own basket, but they'll take it any way they can get it. Patterson gets it into Phelps. That's a great look. Phelps seals it off, goes off the glass, and gets it to go.
Offensive foul call against Phelps.
Looked like the official underneath the basket was signaling for the and one situation, but he was actually signaling for a charge. And the High Point bench wasn't too pleased with that call right there. The personal will go against Latrice Phelps, and there will be no basket.
Tough call against Phelps here. Glad we get to see a quick replay of it. And straight up and down was the defender, and that's just a tough call either way. It's one of those back and forth ones, but anytime this year that's going to go against the defensive player rather than the offensive player.
Yeah, especially with all the new rules favoring the defense. You are absolutely right, Dylan. And that was a strong move inside and a good finish by Anisha Dotson. So Dotson's got 4 early on for the Buccaneers. As Lexi Patterson knocks down a nice little jump shot, bringing him back within 5.
And Lexi Patterson's kind of been a sporadic player for this High Point team. She can score, but sometimes she started for a few games earlier this year. In the last game against Presbyterian, she didn't see a lot of playing time, but doing a good job here, grabbing the steal, taking it down court.
No number, so Patterson calmly pulls it back out. Keys now travels on the head fake.
Already too many turnovers for High Point, really coming back to bite them. As you said, Charleston Southern's a team that likes to push the ball. They score 66 points a game, so they're a team that really needs to capitalize off these turnovers, and High Point needs to realize that.
Well, Stacia Robertson will come back in for Denisha Jackson on that turnover. So Stacia back in the game. She leads the Panthers right now with 3 points. Somehow the Panthers don't get a turnover on there. Looked like Patterson was easily going to have it. She comes up with the offensive or defensive rebound, pulls up from the foul line. Too strong. Robertson with her 4th offensive rebound of the game. Finds Puckett streaking to the rim, off the glass, and the foul!
Offensive foul
again
called on Patterson. And you know, that one was a little bit different. They were not squared up to the basket.
I mean,
definitely don't agree with that call.
I could see no way that that was possibly going to be an offensive foul, and yet I was completely wrong.
Yep.
So
and there you
another
see the
offensive
replay,
foul.
but, you know, the defender just wasn't in no way, shape, or form squared to the basket. I do not see how that was an offensive foul.
And we'll finally get a call against the Buccaneers, as that one's going to go against Elisa Mann on the loose ball foul, and that will take us to our under 12 media timeout. It's getting a little chippy here in the Millis Center. The fans are letting the officials hear it. 12-7, Charleston Southern on top of the Panthers.
There's a place where past vacation memories are talked about and shared for a lifetime, where new experiences never disappoint, and where the only thing better than visiting is coming back again. Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. 60 miles of picture-perfect beachline will take your breath away, but leave your wallet happy, because you shouldn't have to sacrifice on your family vacation. Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Experience so much more for so much less, and leave with memories to last a lifetime.
Suddenly Todd wants me to get great buns. He's a buns guy?
It's nice having another guy who likes great buns in the family. Thanks, Mike. Call me Dad.
Whoa, great buns. So smooth and round, you know?
We've got great buns.
Oh.
Introducing fresh baked buns, served on third-pound thick burgers. Only at Hardee's.
Hello, beautiful. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hi, Anthony. How much does my discount double check save me?
About $150.
Done.
I don't have State Farm, but insurance, find me money.
I got you $1.
Oh, you almost had it. You're going to be quicker than that.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you with unexpected savings. That's getting to a better state.
See your local State Farm agent to help you with unexpected savings.
12-7 our score. Charleston Southern on top of the High Point University Panthers as we start it back up with 11:50 to go. It's getting a little chippy here in the Millis Center, as I mentioned before. Break Puckett for three. That one's off the mark and rebounded by Bratcher.
High Point now 0 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Not how they wanted to continue their great shooting from the last bout against Presbyterian.
Good defense by Lexi Patterson as DJ Fowler tried to go coast to coast, but Patterson knocked it away. It'll be Charleston Southern basketball underneath the High Point basket.
But Kev, with the way that Stacia's been pulling in offensive rebounds, you know, a three-point shot's better than a turnover, and High Point with 7 of those early on. That's really what's hurting them. They're only down by 5, and they should be lucky.
Bratcher beats her man to the baseline. That one's an air ball, though, and Keys comes up with the defensive rebound. She looks to run. Going to go all the way into the coast with the left-handed finish. No off the glass, and it's rebounded by Fowler. Here she comes into the front court. Again, guarded by Patterson. All the way with the left. And that one doesn't go, but a rebound by the Buccaneers. Bratcher for 3. No, and that one's going to be knocked out of play by the Buccaneers. Tatum Jarvis, the freshman out of Winston-Salem who comes off the bench, knocked that one out of play.
And Kev, we said we were going to have a track meet for a basketball game here today, and definitely lives up to the hype so far. It's just been absolutely crazy back and forth and kind of a manic game. Maybe that's why they have so many turnovers already early.
The scoring isn't there yet, Dylan, as Stacia goes right to the basket with the right hand. 5 points early on for Stacia Robertson. The scoring isn't necessarily there, but the tempo and the pace is absolutely there for both teams.
So Charleston Southern with a 10-3 run to start the game, and since then, High Point's been able to turn it around.
Tatum Jarvis with a nice little three-pointer right there. She comes off the bench and gets her first 3 points of the game on the season. Averaged 8.9 points off the bench, and in her last game against Campbell, she had 16 points. Stacia with the left hand, no. Rebounded by Jarvis and Phelps, and we'll get a jump ball, tied up possession. We'll go over to the Buccaneers.
And Jarvis, that's only her 6th three-pointer of the year, but she looked extremely confident stepping into that one and knocking it down for the Bucs.
Like I said, 16 points off the bench in their last game against Campbell, Dylan. She was 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, so it was a much-needed boost in that 10-point victory over the Camels of Campbell University. Good defense on the perimeter as the Panthers are in their patented man-to-man defense. And we're going to get a foul called on Lindsey Puckett. It was Alyssa Mann going hard to the hole, and Puckett was forced to commit the foul.
And Kev, I want to see more of that defense that we saw the first possession of the game from the Panthers when they ran the shot clock out on the Bucks, who had to throw up a wild hook shot at the buzzer, and really just haven't seen any of that so far, and Panthers have struggled to buckle down defensively.
Alyssa Mann knocks down the first of 2 free throws. That is her first point of the afternoon. That foul on Lindsey Puckett was her second. She's most likely going to have to take a seat for the rest of the first half. Second one on the way from Mann is good on the season, a 65.5% foul shooter. Denisha Jackson and Teddy Vincent have both come back into the game for the Panthers.
I want to see the Panthers get Stacia at least one touch.
Vincent from way downtown, and that's an air ball from Teddy. Not the start she was looking for after her career-high 16 points the other night against Presbyterian.
Yeah, Vincent way off the mark with 2 3-pointers to start this game, and you know, she had so much confidence shooting the ball last game that sometimes it's hard to transition into the next game where you kind of got to get warmed up and you got to get your feet underneath you before you can start making those long-range 3-pointers.
Dotson with a beautiful pass inside to Erin Bratcher, proving that she can beat you not just from the outside the 3-point line, but inside as well. You talked about it, Dylan. At 5'9", she's not just a perimeter player. She can go inside and bang on those boards. Vincent for 3. Too strong. Rebounded by the Buccaneers. A rough start on the afternoon for the 3-point shooters from the Panthers. Keys and Vincent really have yet to get going. Dotson with the pull-up jumper. No, that's rebounded by Brophy. She bangs with Robertson, who rejects it, but the second effort's right there for Rochelle Brophy, and that will force Coach Hendricks to call a timeout. 9 minutes to go. Charleston Southern up 21-9 on the High Point University Panthers. We'll stay with you for this break, as this will be a 30-second timeout. But Dylan, 21-9, and really Charleston Southern taking it to the Panthers right now in all facets of the game.
Yeah, kind of giving them a taste of their own medicine. Just here's a quick replay, but High Point's been that's a nice block by Stacia. Way to stick with it, and when you have position underneath, Denisha Jackson needs to get underneath and get that box out a little quicker. So that block from Stacia could have been rebounded. But as I was saying, Charleston Southern giving High Point a taste of their own medicine, pushing the ball up and down the floor, connecting with some 3-pointers early on. And they got it going offensively. High Point's going to have to counter.
Latrice Phelps and Kayla Keys will check in at the next dead ball. And for the Buccaneers of Charleston Southern, DJ Fowler setting to check in. Patterson has that one rejected, but we're going to get a foul called on Tatum Jarvis.
It was a clean block, but the body came through and made solid contact with Patterson. So just the break that the Panthers need. 3 big free throws coming from Patterson.
Patterson will go to the line. She already has 2 points on the afternoon as she knocks down that free throw to make it 3. On the season, Lexi just a 46.2% foul shooter, averaging 4.2 points and 1.6 rebounds per game. Second free throw rattles home, so good to see her knock down a pair. Let's see if she can make it 3 in a row.
And Kevin, she's a better free throw shooter than what her statistics say. She's not a player that's gotten too many opportunities from the line, but you should start to see that stat skew in the other direction as the season progresses.
So we get all those substitutions. Stacia Robertson, Teddy Vincent exit. Latrice Phelps and Kayla Keys come back in as the third one is off the mark for Lexi Patterson. 21-11, High Point down by 10. Phelps guarding Dotson. Dotson's got 4 points already tonight. The leading scorer for the Buccaneers is Erin Bratcher. She is currently not on the floor, as we're going to get a 3-second violation called against the Buccaneers. Bratcher takes a seat with 8 points already tonight, and she's got 2 3-pointers and 1 easy layup on the inside. We talked about it before the game. If you are just joining us, she had 26 points on 7 3-pointers the other night against Campbell. Phelps gets position down low, kicks it to Richard in the corner, passes up on the 18-footer. Patterson for 3, way off the mark. And we're going to get a tied-up possession. That's a good, smart play right there by Kayla Keys. Anisha Dotson comes in at 5'11". She put the ball down on the floor, and Keys kind of smartly came in there and just made sure she got a tied-up possession. Good, smart play by the freshman from Mississippi. So it'll be High Point basketball in the change of possession arrow. Richard looking to get it in. She finally does to Keys. She's guarded by Kirkpatrick. Kirkland Kirkpatrick. Actually, her birthday today. Has a bunch of fans in the crowd wishing her a happy birthday. Phelps from the foul line. That one's good.
And I was just about to say, Kev, I want to see Phelps and Robertson and some of the bigger players for Deanisha Jackson, some of the bigger players for High Point get more looks, because right now they are ice cold from underneath, and when that happens, you have to start building your offense from the inside out. And you saw it there, Latrice Phelps with that high elevating jump shot gets it to go.
Fowler with the runner. That's an air ball, and Brophy is on the end line, so that'll go over to the Panthers. 7:33 to go here in the Millis Center. High Point making a game of it. 21-13. They trail.
Welcome to the Wow Zone at Triangle Rent-A-Car. We have it, and you know you want it. Big, stylish, roomy, and all decked out. Our selection of sport utility vehicles at Triangle Rent-A-Car is second to none. Navigational systems, roll stability, satellite radios, leather seats, DVD players. So lean back, close your eyes, and imagine yourself in a Triangle Rent-A-Car SUV. Triangle Rent-A-Car. Just tell us what you need.
Be a part of Myrtle Beach Madness. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/Big South.
And there we see one of High Point's biggest fans right there. I actually saw him last night at the men's game. He was leading a bunch of chants in the student section. He was getting loud, and he was proud to be supporting his High Point University Panthers. Welcome back inside the Millis Center. 21-13 our score. The Buccaneers of Charleston Southern University on top of the High Point University Panthers with 7:33 to go in the first half. Kevin Russell, Dylan Lovering along with you for the ride this afternoon in what has turned out to be a track meet, but we're missing a lot of shots in this one, Dylan.
Yeah, absolutely. High Point 0 for 7 from beyond the arc, and I really want to see them build it from the inside out, because the three-point shot's not falling. They got more height than this Charleston Southern team, which you can't say about many teams that High Point faces, but they need to work it inside and try to get some easier looks.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Richard forced to put it up. Didn't hit the rim, and now Jackson's going to get fouled underneath by Brophy.
Jackson had a real quiet game against Presbyterian. I'm sure she gets out on the floor tonight eager to put up some numbers, and you saw it there. I want to see her be more aggressive offensively, because she can really contribute for this Panthers team.
Erin Bratcher, returns for Charleston Southern. She replaces Kirkpatrick. And that one's going to go out of play. And I think they're going to switch this call, because the officials are now meeting. I guess the one official didn't see that it clearly went off of the Buccaneers, so it'll maintain High Point basketball. I mean, I don't know how he missed it, but at least they got it right.
Yeah, exactly. The important thing is they get it right, come together, make the right call. They did what they had to do.
So the shot clock resets for the Panthers. They have it with 22 to shoot. Phelps picks up her dribble, thought about the shot. That's not her game, though, so they reset. Phelps now going hard to the basket. That is her game, and she can't get it to go, but we're going to get a blocking foul called on, I believe, Anisha Dotson.
Yeah, good strong move to the basket there by Phelps, and it can be easy to get discouraged when you get a couple of offensive foul calls against you early in the game, but High Point's really got to keep going at the hoop, and you saw it here, just a little late coming over to try to get that block underneath the basket.
Dylan, you saw that replay right there, and everyone at home saw that replay. Phelps knocks down the first shot. They called the foul actually on Rochelle Brophy, but that should have been on Anisha Dotson. They didn't get that call correct, and now Rochelle Brophy's going to have to take a seat, because that's her second foul. Brophy number 32, Dotson number 33, so it's pretty easy to confuse the two numbers, but the officials need to do a better job on that one.
Yeah, clearly number 33 underneath the hoop there.
So Brophy takes a seat. The score now 21-15. High Point leads, trails the Bucks. That will be a turnover for the Buccaneers, and the Panthers have something brewing here on a 6-0 run.
Yeah, absolutely, and the turnovers have started to shift in the opposite direction. Now High Point keeping at that number at 7, and Charleston Southern just got their 7th, so High Point bringing it back in.
Patterson with the head fake goes to the hole. The runner's no good. And Charleston Southern comes up with the rebound, and Lexi Patterson will pick up a personal foul.
Got to use the backboard on that lay-in. She had it. She had the defender beat, but tried to go up and in, and it rattled out.
So Patterson will pick up her first team foul. That will be the team's 7th, so it'll be a 1-and-1 for the Buccaneers. And it will be DJ Fowler at the line to shoot the front end of that 1-and-1. It was a 6-0 run for the Panthers. Fowler trying to put an end to that streak. First free throw on the way and good for the lefty. The lefty out of Newark, New Jersey, very close to my hometown of Westfield, New Jersey. She's a senior 5'8" forward, or guard I should say. And that's her 3rd point of the evening. And make it 4.
4 for 4 from the line to start the game for DJ Fowler.
In her last game, she had 17 points, and 9 of those points came from the foul line. She was 9 of 11 from the charity stripe. Richard gets it into Robertson. She's triple teamed. Now with the left-handed finish, that one's no good. And a good strong rebound by Monique Maximilian. We haven't really talked about Monique Maximilian, but she's their leading rebounder on the season. She averages 4.8 boards per game. Panthers really hounding defensively in that man-to-man. 8 seconds to shoot for the Buccaneers. Robertson steps across. Fowler tries to finish with the left, no good. Here comes Keys.
Charleston Southern doing a good job there getting back on defense. Good pass inside. Phelps.
And that's one Latrice has got to finish. That's a pretty good look from just inside the foul line.
Yeah, absolutely. Stacia Robertson and Phelps with some good looks underneath. Stacia hasn't been able to get that little lefty scoop layup to fall, and she's had some good looks with it.
Man guarded by Richard on the perimeter. 10 to shoot for the Buccaneers. 3-pointer on the way. That's way off the mark, but Patterson misjudged it. Fowler goes inside with the left hand. No good. Rebounded by Maximilian, and we got to travel. So a good job on the offensive glass by Monique Maximilian, but she shuffled her feet, and now it's going to go back over to the Panthers. And I believe we're going to get a timeout called by Coach Fred Applin in his 2nd season. He doesn't like what he sees right now from the squad. So with 5 minutes to go in the first half, he's going to call a timeout, his first of the half. So both teams now with 4 left in the game. High Point has 17 fouls. Charleston Southern has 5, just to reset it for you. 23-15 our score. High Point has trailed by as many as 12. The biggest lead for the Panthers was 2 as they started the game.
Started the game with a field goal from Robertson, and since then it's kind of been an uphill battle for the Panthers. Charleston Southern hit those, had those 2 threes from Erin Bratcher early on, and that created some separation. And since then she's added another bucket, leading all scorers with 8 points for CSU as our player to watch.
Charleston Southern, or I'm sorry, High Point still has yet to hit a 3-pointer. They are 0 of 7 from beyond the arc. A nice steal there by Fowler. She goes right to the rim and beats Keys. A 10-point edge again for the Buccaneers.
You cannot make that pass against Fowler. Fowler, #1 in the Big South in steals per game, and she's almost a full steal per game ahead of the 2nd leading stealer, and that person's Stacia Robertson.
Here comes Fowler again. She finds Bratcher in the corner for 3. Buries it. Erin Bratcher putting on a 3-point shooting clinic. She's got 11, and 3 of those have come from beyond the arc. Teddy Vincent in the front court finds Phelps. Phelps has a clean lane to the basket. That's going to go off of Charleston Southern and maintain possession with the Panthers. Coach Fred Applin really wanted the call to be that it went off Phelps' thigh, which from this angle you couldn't really tell, but it might have.
Yeah, it very well may have, and High Point's lucky to get that call.
Phelps with Robertson, with a beautiful pump fake, can't get it to go. Vincent tracks down the offensive rebound.
And Robertson's got to finish those. She's had so many good looks underneath. She just hasn't been able to get them to go.
So a 13-point edge, the biggest of the ball game for the Buccaneers, as Erin Bratcher has 11 of Charleston Southern's 28 points, and she's 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. Not afraid to shoot it one bit.
She had 7 threes in the last game, now 3 already here tonight.
Panthers can't seem to get anything to go on the offensive end. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Keys from deep. That one goes. Finally, the Panthers on the board from beyond the arc. Now they got to get some stops.
Kayla Keys, #1 against Big South opponents in scoring, over 20 points a game, and she scored over 20 in 5 of 6 games. Way too easy on the basket there from Charleston Southern, but Kayla Keys is going to be a big part of this comeback if High Point's able to put it together.
Dotson already has 6 points, well on her way to her season average of just over 11.
And that's a kick, and there was no whistle. A very, very obvious, blatant kick in the middle of the floor where there was no whistle.
Yeah, I can't believe they missed that one, but Keys knocks down a 3, trying to get High Point on the right track. They trail by 12 with 3:27 to go.
At High Point University, every student receives an extraordinary education in an inspiring environment with caring people. Cutting-edge academic programs are matched with state-of-the-art living. The transformation of this institution has tripled its size, and it has attracted national attention. Students learn and live in a beautiful 300-acre campus. That's High Point University. Extraordinary.
To get your official HPU athletics apparel, go to shophighpointpanthers.com. Shophighpointpanthers.com offers a variety of apparel options, including items for golf, basketball jerseys, blankets, hats, and more. Be sure to check out shophighpointpanthers.com.
One family. Feel the passion of High Point University athletics.
Panthers shooting just 25% from the floor, only 1 of 8 from beyond the arc. They've been struggling offensively, and you've got to give a lot of credit to the defense of the Buccaneers from Charleston Southern. They've come in and really swarmed the Panthers and shut them down from what they normally like to do.
And we mentioned it at the start of the game. The Panthers are a team that is prone to turnovers if you apply the pressure, and they have 10 early in this one.
Bratcher for 3 again. That one's off the mark. Keys rips down the board. Ball's on the floor. Patterson comes up with it, kicks it to Robertson. Robertson slows it down, though Keys looks to run. Keys pulls up at the foul line, buries it.
Careful when Keys gets going. She can be hard to stop, and she's made 2 in a row, including a 3-pointer.
Lead back down to 10 with 2:50 to go in the first half. Jarvis kicks it back out to Fowler. Fowler now sets it to Mann for 3. That one's too strong, but again, they can't get the offensive rebound. Bratcher in the corner, she traveled.
Big turnover there for Bratcher. High Points need to do a better job locating the ball when it goes up and attacking the defensive rebounds.
Latrice Phelps going to come back in for Stacia Robertson with 2:36 to go in the half.
Charleston Southern's got 8 offensive rebounds, and it's not too often that you see a team opposing High Point with more offensive rebounds than High Point has. That's the case right now.
Panthers break the press now. Lexi Patterson controls it for the Panthers. She finds Phelps underneath. Good look to Jackson, but Jackson couldn't handle it. That was a good look, but unfortunately Jackson wasn't ready for it. Here comes Jarvis, the freshman, going hard to the hole. She's fouled by Keys.
Keys has got to be careful. They need her in the game, and that's only her second, luckily, and there's 2 minutes, 15 seconds, so not in too much trouble, but Ashante Richard, I'll be surprised if she's not coming in for Keys.
And there you see it. Ashante Richard will come into the game for Kayla Keys, and she'll come in before the first shot because this free throw from Jarvis is in the 1-on-1 situation. High Point, that was their 8th team foul. Charleston Southern only has 5 team fouls on the half. That free throw from Jarvis is no good, rebounded by Vincent. So that foul by Keys really doesn't hurt, other than the fact that she has to take a seat. Patterson thought about the 3, resets it back out to Richard.
Jackson's just got so much height on her defender underneath the hoop there. Need to get it into her.
Kayla Keys will actually come back into the game for Teddy Vincent. Kind of surprising to see her back in the game with 2 minutes to go. I guess Coach Hendricks thinks she needs to get closer than 10. Phelps goes hard to the hole. And we're going to get another offensive charge called on Latrice Phelps. That's going to be her second.
And anytime you lower your shoulder like that, you're going to get it called against you. And she had a good move there. She just got to be a little more finesse, a little less brute strength.
And I'll say that was a pretty good acting job right there as well by Anisha Dotson.
Absolutely.
Charleston Southern breaks the press. They get it to Bratcher in the corner for three. That one tried to go off the glass. That one's no good. Here comes Robertson. Kicks it to Keys. Panthers' defense has been pretty good over the last couple minutes. Oh, that's another careless turnover by Ashante Richard. Good hands by Tatum Jarvis.
Got to use the bounce pass when you're passing in front of a defender into the paint. Denisha Jackson needs to get a touch.
Keys puts a hand in the face. That one's off the mark. Richard tips it back out, but it's right to Tatum Jarvis. 1:20 to go in the first half of play. Charleston Southern up by 10. This is Dotson guarded by Jackson. Good defense on the perimeter by the freshman Jackson. She gets it into Tatum Jarvis, who finishes it strong with Jackson flying right at her. 1 minute to go in the first half. Panthers trail by 10 or 12. Robertson's got to get it across the line. She finally does to Kayla Keys. Keys kicks it to Patterson for three. That one's too strong. That's been a theme in this first half for the Panthers. With 42 seconds to go, the Bucks look content to not go for the 2-for-1, but rather run it all the way down on the shot clock. Mann has it, kicks it in the corner to Fowler. Fowler's guarded by Keys. Swing pass back to Dotson, who's guarded by Jackson. Good defense by Denisha Jackson, and she gets a rejection. Panthers can hold for one. Let's see if they realize it. 15 seconds to go. And we're going to get a foul called on, we'll see who they give it to, but it won't send Keys to the line because the Panthers are not in the bonus.
Yeah, only 16 fouls for Charleston Southern, and the last 3 or 4 minutes or so, Charleston Southern's only put up 2 extra points on the board. High Point really had a big open window to try to get themselves back in this game and just weren't able to take advantage. They turned the ball over about 3 times trying to get it into the interior to Jackson, and the 3-pointers continue not to fall. High Point's having a tough time offensively, which we haven't seen too much this year.
That foul was on Alyssa Mann, so Keys now puts up a 3. That one in and out. Let's see if they can get another shot up. They cannot. Bratcher from distance. It's way off the mark. So the Panthers will go into the half down by 12. And if you've been watching High Point women's basketball this year, you know 20 points is an extremely low offensive total for them in a half of basketball. So credit the Charleston Southern defense for really doing a great job against the high-scoring octane offense of the High Point University Panthers. We'll come back with first half stats on the State Farm halftime report.
Get social with the Big South. Join our always growing network of fans on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Connect with us through BigSouthSports.com and be part of the discussion now. Follow, watch, like, and share with the Big South Conference.
You'll find them inside each huddle, on every sideline, in every classroom, on each campus, from our neighborhoods to the corner office. Student athletes from the Big South Conference, serving in roles they've trained for all their lives. Leaders. The Big South Conference, developing leaders through athletics. Learn more at BigSouthSports.com.
Did you know that glass is endlessly recyclable? These days, most glass bottles and jars produced in the United States now contain at least 25% recycled glass. And manufacturing recycled glass requires 75% less energy to produce than making it from new materials. So please put your glass where it belongs, in the recycling bin. Brought to you by Waste Management.
today to attend the Big South Basketball Championships. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/Big South.
So I switched my car insurance to State Farm. I saved $480. You know what that is?
Yeah, don't say it.
You know what it is, right?
Yeah, don't.
It's a lot of dough.
Switch and you could save $480 with State Farm.
It's a lot of dough.
See if your local State Farm agent can save you a lot of dough.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
These buns aren't baking in a factory or at a McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's. There's only one place to get them. Introducing Fresh Baked Buns. Baked fresh in restaurant. Served on third-pound thick burgers with 100% Black Angus beef. Only at Hardee's.
There's a place where past vacation memories are talked about and shared for a lifetime, where new experiences never disappoint, and where the only thing better than visiting is coming back again. Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. 60 miles of picture-perfect beach line will take your breath away, but leave your wallet happy, because you shouldn't have to sacrifice on your family vacation. Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Experience so much more for so much less, and leave with memories to last a lifetime.
The pace was high in that first half, Dylan, but the shooting for both teams was pretty subpar as the Charleston Southern Buccaneers lead the High Point University Panthers by 12, 32-20 at halftime here in the Millis Center. On the first half, Charleston Southern shot 11 of 33 from the field, 33.3%, and then the Panthers shot 7 of 27, just 25.9% from the field.
Yeah, Kev, the only even decent shooting we've seen so far tonight has come from the free throw line, and other than that, it's been pretty ugly from the field. High Point, 1 of 10 from beyond the arc, just not what they're used to offensively. Charleston Southern just seems to be taking them out of their game somehow, playing really good defense, just man-to-man, and they've been applying the pressure on the perimeter, and a lot of the passes into the interior from High Point have gotten taken away. 6 steals from Charleston Southern, and one of the biggest numbers I see looking down at the stat sheet, points off turnovers, Charleston Southern 14-4, and you know, Charleston Southern turned the ball over 9 times in the first half, so High Point had opportunities to capitalize, just weren't able to do so.
Well, and you know, Dylan, when you look at the stat sheet, we didn't obviously have the stat up there, but points in the paint is also surprising to me because you look at it, Charleston Southern is a team known for their three-point shooting. They love to shoot the three ball, and yet they're outscoring High Point in the paint 12-6.
Yeah, there's no excuse for it. Stacia Robertson needs to get more involved. Deanisha Jackson needs to get better touches on better looks. They've had a lot of missed buckets from underneath the hoop, and I think that Coach Deanna Hendricks is going to have to really find a way to get her bigger players involved in this game.
Well, we'll see what High Point can do to mount a comeback. They trail by 12, 32-20, our halftime score. Charleston Southern on top. Comeback for the second half of play here in the Millis Athletic and Convocation Center.
Team, you guys are doing a heck of a job. Now don't forget, we got the Big South Championships coming up, and we're all going to head to Myrtle Beach. Road trip! Come on!
Rock the beat.
Don't miss Myrtle Beach Madness. Make your plans now to attend the Big South Basketball Championships March 4 through 9. Everything you need is at visitmyrtlebeach.com/Big South. See you at the beach.
Get social with the Big South. Join our always growing network of fans on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Connect with us through BigSouthSports.com and be part of the discussion now. Follow, watch, like, and share with the Big South Conference.
You'll find them inside each huddle, on every sideline, in every classroom, on each campus, from our neighborhoods to the corner office. Student athletes from the Big South Conference, serving in roles they've trained for all their lives. Leaders. The Big South Conference, developing leaders through athletics. Learn more at BigSouthSports.com.
Did you know that glass is endlessly recyclable? These days, most glass bottles and jars produced in the United States now contain at least 25% recycled glass. And manufacturing recycled glass requires 75% less energy to produce than making it from new materials. So please put your glass where it belongs, in the recycling bin. Brought to you by Waste Management.
Plans today to attend the Big South Basketball Championships. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/Big South.
So I switched my car insurance to State Farm. I saved $480. You know what that is?
Yeah, don't say it.
You know what it is, right?
Yeah, don't.
It's a lot of dough.
Switch and you could save $480 with State Farm.
It's a lot of dough.
See if your local State Farm agent can save you a lot of dough.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
These buns aren't baking in a factory or at a McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's. There's only one place to get them. Introducing Fresh Baked Buns. Baked fresh in restaurant. Served on third-pound thick burgers with 100% Black Angus beef. Only at Hardee's.
There's a place where past vacation memories are talked about and shared for a lifetime, where new experiences never disappoint, and where the only thing better than visiting is coming back again. Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. 60 miles of picture-perfect beach line will take your breath away, but leave your wallet happy, because you shouldn't have to sacrifice on your family vacation. Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Experience so much more for so much less, and leave with memories to last a lifetime.
Team, you guys are doing a heck of a job. Now don't forget, we got the Big South Championships coming up, and we're all going to head to Myrtle Beach. Road trip! Come on!
Rock the beat.
Don't miss Myrtle Beach Madness. Make your plans now to attend the Big South Basketball Championships March 4 through 9. Everything you need is at visitmyrtlebeach.com/Big South. See you at the beach.
Get social with the Big South. Join our always growing network of fans on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Connect with us through BigSouthSports.com and be part of the discussion now. Follow, watch, like, and share with the Big South Conference.
You'll find them inside each huddle, on every sideline, in every classroom, on each campus, from our neighborhoods to the corner office. Student athletes from the Big South Conference, serving in roles they've trained for all their lives. Leaders. The Big South Conference, developing leaders through athletics. Learn more at BigSouthSports.com.
Did you know that glass is endlessly recyclable? These days, most glass bottles and jars produced in the United States now contain at least 25% recycled glass. And manufacturing recycled glass requires 75% less energy to produce than making it from new materials. So please put your glass where it belongs, in the recycling bin. Brought to you by Waste Management.
Plans today to attend the Big South Basketball Championships. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/Big South.
So I switched my car insurance to State Farm. I saved $480. You know what that is?
Yeah, don't say it.
You know what it is, right?
Yeah, don't.
It's a lot of dough.
Switch and you could save $480 with State Farm.
It's a lot of dough.
See if your local State Farm agent can save you a lot of dough.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Just about 1 minute away from the start of the second half here in the Millis Athletic and Convocation Center on the beautiful campus of High Point University. Kevin Russell, Dylan Lovering along with you for what should be a much better second half of basketball if you like offense. That first half I think was an anomaly. I think everyone who's watched these two teams all year has got to imagine that it will turn around in the second half. High Point once again just shooting under 26% from the floor. Charleston Southern only shooting 33.3% from the floor, yet they have a 12-point edge because they have hit 4 3-pointers to High Point's 1.
Yeah, Kevin, it's interesting because the first 5 minutes of the game, I thought this was going to be a halftime score, 40 to 30-something or something like that, but it really just settled down, and both teams played pretty sloppy offensively, a lot of turnovers, a lot of missed three-pointers, especially on the High Point's end, and things just have to go in a different direction in the second half. So I don't know if they'll be able to not make adjustments in the
And if you're wondering if that was the lowest scoring first half of the season for the Panthers, it was not. They did score 19 in the first half against UAB.
Getting the clock ready for the second half action. It wasn't quite finished ticking down, keeping track of the halftime break.
So let's see if they can play a much better second half and somehow find a way to get back into this one. They trail by 12, but obviously they can shoot the lights out when they're hot, so have the ability to get back into this one for sure. Stacia Robertson catches it at the foul line, kicks it back out to Richard. Keys wide open for 3. That one's off the mark. The board pulled down by DJ Fowler, and Dylan, that is now 1 of 11 from beyond the arc for the High Point Panthers.
And that one was tipped on the pass, I believe, by Keys. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Charleston Southern.
I mean, you said you saw the tip. I did not see a tip, but I would imagine that for a pass to be that far off the mark, it had to be deflected or something. But I can agree with almost everyone else in this gym. I personally didn't see it, but Dylan, you said you saw it pretty clearly.
I almost just assumed that it had to be, seeing how far off the pass was.
As we get a 3-second violation called against Charleston Southern. That's the second time we've seen that tonight, Dylan, and they've got to do a better job of moving in and out of that painted area. Phelps catches it. She's guarded by Dotson. Robertson, good position down low. She turns on Maximilian. Now Vincent from straight on. That one's good. Teddy Vincent could be the key for the Panthers in the second half. She's fired up after that make. That's her first points of the game.
And you like to see her catch nothing but cotton to start off the first half of play. And what a play by Asante Richard with a big smile on her face after tipping it away from DJ Fowler.
You see that three from Vincent from deep range. I mean, that was NBA range right there. Now Vincent open again, but couldn't catch it cleanly. I think she was trying to put it up before she even had possession. Panthers swing it around the perimeter. Crowd really getting into it.
Keys has got to be careful of that little stutter step.
Great look from Robertson to Phelps, and that's an easy deuce for Latrice Phelps. That gives her 6 points on the afternoon.
And High Point pretty much cut this lead in half right out of the half. 12 points, certainly not insurmountable, especially with an offense like High Point's.
3 on the way from Bratcher. That one's good. Erin Bratcher silenced the crowd with her 4th three-pointer of the game. Can't leave her open for 1 second. Lead back up to 10 for the Buccaneers. Keys thought about a deep three, gets it inside to Robertson. Now Robertson with the left hand. That one's no good, gets her own rebound, right-handed finish, good.
And Robertson missed Phelps on the other side, wide open. I like having Phelps and Robertson in the game at the same time to start off this half. If they can get the interior passing going, it could be tough for Charleston to stop.
Maximilian catches it, goes off the glass. That was a good move as she was guarded heavily by Latrice Phelps. First 2 points of the game for Monique Maximilian. Robertson catches it in the post, guarded by Maximilian. Spins to her right, tries to go under, it wasn't there. Good defense by the Bucks. Phelps in the short corner, puts it up. That one's no good. And a rebound by Bratcher. Bratcher kicks it up to Mann, who's trapped. And she finally gets it out. Bratcher was wide open in the corner. Panthers didn't see her.
And you can't not see Bratcher when she's out on the floor because she's already hit 4 three-pointers.
Dotson for 3. That one's no good. Monique Maximilian goes over the back. No call. But there's Robertson off the second miss. The pace is just like we thought it would be. Very fast. Keys all the way to the hole. Off the glass. Good. Kayla Keys with a strong finish in traffic. Panthers down by 8. They've cut a 12-point halftime deficit, already down to 8. Monique Maximilian catches it at the top of the key. No threat from out there. 10 seconds to shoot for the Buccaneers. Mann puts up a triple. And that one's way off the mark and will go out of play and go over to High Point. We'll get some substitutions at this dead ball whistle. We've got Rochelle Brophy coming in and Dionisa Jackson for the Panthers. Jackson replaces Phelps.
There's a
and
beautiful...
Brophy replaces Maximilian. Sorry, Dylan.
You saw the replay there. Beautiful fadeaway kind of lay-in off the glass from Kayla Keys. And she likes that shot, but we have a quick timeout here.
Fred Applin going to call a timeout, and that's the first timeout of the second half. We will go to break. When we come back, High Point continues to make a charge. They trail by 8, 37-29, your score.
Where past vacation memories are talked about and shared for a lifetime, where new experiences never disappoint, and where the only thing better than visiting is coming back again. Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. 60 miles of picture-perfect beach line will take your breath away, but leave your wallet happy, because you shouldn't have to sacrifice on your family vacation. Visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Experience so much more for so much less, and leave with memories to last a lifetime.
Hello, beautiful. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hi, Anthony. How much does my discount double check save me?
About $150.
Done.
I don't have State Farm, but insurance, find me money.
I got you $1. Oh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. There to help you with unexpected savings. That's getting to a better state.
See you.
Suddenly Todd wants me to get great buns. He's a buns guy?
It's nice having another guy who likes great buns in the family.
Thanks, Mike.
Call me Dad.
Whoa, great buns. So smooth and round, you know?
We've got great buns. Introducing fresh baked buns, served on third-pound thick burgers, only at Hardee's.
Back with you here in the Millis Center, 37-29 our score with 16-14 to go. Coming out of a timeout, Jackson gets it inside Finally gets it to Puckett, swings it to Keys for 3. That one's off as well. Kayla Keys' shot has just been off the last 2 games from distance.
Panthers do wide open, too.
Panthers do a good job getting the offensive rebound and resetting. Keys finds Vincent now in the corner for 3. That one may have been blocked. Ball's on the floor, and we're going to get a jump ball between Jackson and Fowler. And possession arrow will go back over to the Buccaneers. That will take us to our under 16 timeout. Our score remains the same as the last time we went to break, 37-29, your score.
At High Point University, every student receives an extraordinary education in an inspiring environment with caring people. Cutting-edge academic programs are matched with state-of-the-art living. The transformation of this institution has tripled its size, and it has attracted national attention. Students learn and live in a beautiful 300-acre campus. That's High Point University. Extraordinary.
To get your official HPU athletics apparel, go to shophighpointpanthers.com. ShopHighPointPanthers.com offers a variety of apparel options, including items for golf, basketball jerseys, blankets, hats, and more. Be sure to check out ShopHighPointPanthers.com.
Teams, one family. Feel the passion of High Point University athletics.
.47 to go in the second half of play here in a big-time Big South Conference matchup between Charleston Southern and High Point. 37-29, our score as Charleston Southern leads the Panthers on their home floor, a place where the Panthers really do usually excel, but they shot the ball so poorly in that first half. That was a beautiful drive to the basket by Fowler and a finish with the left hand in traffic. Lead back up to 10.
Fowler's been struggling from the floor, just 1 of 7, able to get it to go there though.
Puckett this time for 3. No one for the Panthers can seem to get anything going from beyond the arc. 2 of 15 now from distance. That one's going to go out of play. That'll be a turnover committed by Tatum Jarvis, the freshman out of Winston-Salem. She had a nice first half as well, Dylan, coming off the bench. Gave 5 points in that first half of action. 15 minutes to go. 15 seconds to shoot for the Panthers. Puckett catches it behind the line, puts it up. That one's no good. Now 2 of 16 as a team from distance. And Dylan, it's not like they're forcing up bad shots. They're getting pretty good looks.
I was thinking about something to say in response to 2 of 16 from beyond the arc, but that's really all you need to say because it doesn't get much worse than that. And the Panthers, you know, they've been very hot from beyond the arc the last few games, and you're wondering if just maybe their run is up from beyond the arc, but certainly no excuse for how poorly they've been shooting. A lot of open looks in the second half as well. Just haven't fallen.
This is Mann controlling the point for the Buccaneers. She finally gets it to Bratcher. Bratcher has 4 threes on the afternoon. Bratcher swings it to Jarvis from distance. She knocks it home with a hand in her face. Lead back up to 13.
Jarvis really finding her stroke in the last 2 games from beyond the arc. Only 6 3-pointers on the season before tonight where she already has 2, and yesterday I believe she had 3, or the last game that she had 3. Another missed 3-pointer from High Point.
And a good battle inside by Jackson. She's fouled and will go to the line trying to complete the 3-point play. You know, they say the best way to cure a slump is to keep shooting, but right now I think the Panthers really need to make a concerted effort to go inside. It worked out on this possession as Jackson got the offensive rebound off the Keys miss, but when you're 2 of 17 in a game, you might need to find a new way to score the basketball.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, I'm looking down at the stat sheet. Jackson, that was her first field goal attempt of the entire night. Her standing reach she's got about 6 inches on anyone on the court with her standing reach. There's no excuse for her only getting 1 look from the floor.
So a big three-point play there and a big steal by Puckett as she knocks that one away. That pass was intended for Rochelle Brophy. Keys gets it from Patterson. Dangerous pass. Now Patterson goes inside. Jackson comes up with it, tries to go up strong. She gets fouled again. So you see what happens when you go inside?
Yeah, absolutely. Jackson, as we mentioned, 1 field goal so far tonight, and there's her second attempt, and now she's going back to the line.
Let's get Robertson, let's get Jackson, let's get Phelps more involved on the inside.
Yeah, you know, here's the replay of Jackson getting beat up underneath, committing the foul, number 32 for Charleston, Brophy.
Make that 4 points now for Deaneisha Jackson. Stacia Robertson will come back in for Latrice Phelps. Rochelle Brophy will exit for the Buccaneers of Charleston Southern. Jackson at the line for the second of 2 shots. Panthers trail by 9. Free throw up and no good. Jackson on the season just a 60% foul shooter, so not a surprise to see her miss 1 out of her first 3 attempts. That was a dangerous entry pass by Bratcher, and Robertson knocks it away. Couldn't control it, so it'll stay with the Buccaneers underneath the basket of High Point. Kayla Keys will exit for Ashante Richard, and Coach Hendricks is giving her a little pep talk on the sideline. I gotta think it has something to do with how she's shooting the ball tonight. Good defense by Robertson as she mans up against Dotson. Dotson finds Jarvis in the corner. That one's too strong, but Puckett got beat on the glass. Good offensive rebound right there by Alyssa Mann.
And you can't have that at this stage in the game. High Point trying to work themselves into a comeback, giving up the offensive rebound. That's what happens.
Now 17 points on 5 3-pointers for Erin Bratcher. Having an unbelievable night from distance. Good entry pass into Jackson. Jackson goes up. She has that one swatted away, but it landed on the baseline, and High Point will keep possession.
And at least she's being aggressive with the ball when she gets it. Good job by Jackson squaring up to the basket, trying to get her shot off.
Robertson catches it from 18 feet. That jump shot no good. Rebounded by Jarvis. We're right where we started the second half. Even though the Panthers have played better at times, they haven't been able to cut into that halftime lead. Richard drawing the tough assignment of Bratcher right now. Dotson thought about a 3. Spins on Robertson. Goes to the hole. Can't finish. Good rebound and good defensive effort right there by Stacia Robertson.
Robertson doing a real good job on the glass tonight. Getting close to double figures on the rebounding department.
Richard goes hard to the hole, and she's not known for that, but a good, strong take to the basket by Ashante Richard. Her first 2 points of the evening. Panthers now pick up full court press with 12:10 to go in the second half. That's a loose ball on the floor, but Jarvis comes up with it. Now Bratcher for 3. Too strong, a rare miss by Bratcher. Robertson went straight up and blocked that one away from Dotson.
And Richard pushing it out, gets fouled. Good play there defensively by Stacia Robertson, establishing herself and getting her hands straight up in the air to get the steal.
Well, that will take us to our under 12 media timeout. It's really getting tight here in the Miller Center. High Point trails by only 10, 11:59 to go.
At High Point University, every student receives an extraordinary education in an inspiring environment with caring people. Cutting-edge academic programs are matched with state-of-the-art living. The transformation of this institution has tripled its size, and it has attracted national attention. Students learn and live in a beautiful 300-acre campus. That's High Point University. Extraordinary.
To get your official HPU athletics apparel, go to shophighpointpanthers.com. Shophighpointpanthers.com offers a variety of apparel options, including items for golf, basketball jerseys, blankets, hats, and more. Be sure to check out shophighpointpanthers.com.
family. Feel the passion of High Point University athletics.
The Panthers are trying desperately to get back into this one, but right now the story of the game has to be Erin Bratcher and her hot three-point shooting. Dylan, she just missed one a couple moments ago, but on the afternoon, Erin Bratcher is 5 of 11 from beyond the arc and has 17 points.
And she's been the reason that High Point's struggling to get back in this game. If you look at the second half of play, she's got 6 points for CSU. And if it weren't for those 2 3-pointers she made, High Point would be closing in and gaining a lead right now.
Good offensive rebound by Phelps off the Robertson miss, and that one's put right back in. Good job crashing the glass right there by Latrice Phelps. 8 points for Latrice. And that might have been a travel again as Charleston Southern breaks the press. Bratcher for 3. Too strong, so 2 misses in a row for Bratcher. That's been rare this evening. Here comes High Point trying to push the tempo. Richard kicks it into Robertson. Patterson now for 3. No good. And that one's going to go out of play, this time off DJ Fowler. It will stay with High Point.
Not a good play there for Fowler off the fingertips. She had an easy defensive rebound if she was able to pull it in. And High Point now going to get a chance to cut this lead down to as low as 5.
Keys will come back in for Richard. So Richard gave you some good minutes off the bench. Now Keys will come back in. Let's see if she can get her outside shot going. Patterson wide open in the corner for 3. No good. Rebounded. Looked like Robertson was there fighting with Dotson, but it's knocked out of play by Stacia, so Charleston Southern will get it back.
And High Point cannot buy a basket from beyond the arc. They have just been wide open in the second half and haven't been able to capitalize. And, you know, High Point has still yet to turn it over after having 13 in the first half.
Good steal by Robertson. An even better pass on the transition layup from Keys.
Beautiful pass there from Robertson. She's a great passer for her position.
And you talked about it, Stacia, one of the best defensive players in the entire conference with 5 steals a game. Bratcher thought about a 3. That wasn't there. Here's DJ Fowler. She's going to slow it down. Bratcher with a beautiful back cut, got Stacia in the air and couldn't finish.
Bratcher now cooling off from the field. This should be able to open the door for the Panthers to try to get back into it.
Keys goes strong to the basket. She's going to draw a blocking foul on Tatum Jarvis. That's her 3rd personal and the 4th team foul on the Buccaneers.
And yeah, 4 team fouls already for the Bucks. It should be good for High Point to have the advantage in the foul department to try to get themselves back into this.
Rochelle Brophy will come back in, replace Tatum Jarvis. Both of those players have 3 fouls.
I've noticed a shift in how High Point's been playing. You notice 4 fouls up on the board. They've been getting it inside, and they've been only taking open threes. Haven't been able to make any, but good looks from beyond the arc.
Phelps misses a pretty easy jumper right there. That was only from 12 feet, uncontested. And Puckett and Robertson couldn't get the board for the Panthers. 10 minutes to go in the second half of play. High Point has cut a 12-point halftime deficit down to just 6.
And they've done it by not turning the ball over. 13 turnovers in the first half, 0 so far in the second.
Bratcher cross-court pass to Dotson. Dotson had Robertson in the air. Spin move, no good. Rebounded by Patterson.
Great defense interior by High Point.
Keys slowed it up, no numbers. Cross-court pass to Puckett. Back across to Patterson. Inside to Phelps, and she's fouled.
And another good foul goes against High Point. And you know what? If High Point continues to rack up these fouls, they could be in the bonus in the 1-and-1 before you know it, and that can really change the game around, especially when HBU's only got 1 foul there up on the board.
Teddy Vincent in for Lindsey Puckett. Deanisha Jackson in for Stacia Robertson with 9:38 to go. Tatum Jarvis will come back into the game. She will replace Anisha Dotson. Remember, Jarvis and Brophy, the only 2 players really in foul trouble for the Buccaneers, both with 3 apiece. For the Panthers, the only player with 3 fouls is Lindsey Puckett, but she's on the bench. And now we're going to get a hand check called on 22, DJ Fowler, and that's her 2nd personal, the team's 6th.
And it doesn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet, but with 6 fouls up on the board with still 9 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the half, Charleston Southern is going to send High Point to the line a lot in the second half if they don't lay off.
Vincent couldn't get the pass into Jackson, and it goes off Jackson's foot. Charleston Southern will get the ball back and try and add to their 6-point lead.
There's the quick hands from DJ Fowler, who leads the conference with 3.5 steals per game. Stacia Robertson in second with 2.9. Fowler, a great defensive player, and she's really had a kind of a rough game here tonight. And if you were go down and ask her about it, I'm sure she wouldn't be too happy with how she's playing. Picked up some tic-tac fouls in the second half.
Bratcher was guarded by Keys on the perimeter. Now it's Patterson guarding Fowler. 9 seconds to shoot on the shot clock. Three-pointer on the way and rattles home, this time for Tatum Jarvis. So Jarvis, a player who only averages 9 points a game off the bench, already has 11. Phelps spins and fires. That one's no good, but Bratcher couldn't handle the rebound, and High Point will get it back with 8:42 to go in the game.
And that was a huge three-pointer from Fowler, who's Jarvis, who's a perfect 3 for 3 from beyond the arc tonight. And if it weren't for some timely threes that Charleston Southern's hit in the second half, they could find themselves really with their backs against the wall.
Good, strong take right up to the rim by Deanisa Jackson. She knew that Rochelle Brophy was playing with 3 fouls and went right at the freshman from Greenville, South Carolina. 7-point game, 8:30 to go. Jackson really coming on strong here in this second half, Dylan.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not surprised to see it. You know, High Point struggled in the first half shooting the 3 ball. I'm sure Deanna Hendricks stressed getting the ball inside.
That was another 3 attempt by Fowler. That one was no good. Big offensive rebound by Brophy. Fowler pulls it back out, and that's going to be another turnover. She was intending to get the ball to Kirkland Kirkpatrick, the birthday girl, but she couldn't handle it.
5 turnovers now for Fowler, and she's only 2 of 8 from the field, so kind of a rough game here tonight and continues to pile up against her.
Under 8 to go. 7-point edge for the Buccaneers. Keys thought about a 3. She struggled from distance tonight, folks, so not a surprise to see her not pull the trigger. Now Vincent, who struggled as well, puts it up. Way off the mark. And we're going to get a jump ball called. Possession arrow will stay with the Panthers. Panthers will have it when we come back. This is going to be a fun finish, folks. 48-41, the Buccaneers lead the Panthers with 7:44 to go.
Welcome to the Wow Zone at Triangle Rent-A-Car. We have it, and you know you want it. Big, stylish, roomy, and all decked out. Our selection of sport utility vehicles at Triangle Rent-A-Car is second to none. Navigational systems, roll stability, satellite radios, leather seats, DVD players. So lean back, close your eyes, and imagine yourself in a Triangle Rent-A-Car SUV. Triangle Rent-A-Car. Just tell us what you need.
Get social with the Big South. Join our always growing network of fans on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Connect with us through BigSouthSports.com and be part of the discussion now. Follow, watch, like, and share with the Big South Conference.
Well, we're in for a good finish in this one, folks. Currently, the Panthers trail the Buccaneers by 7, but they're kind of chipping away at that 12-point halftime deficit. And just a stat to remember, the Panthers on the season are 3-4 in games decided by 10 points or less, and they are 6-2 at home here in the Millis Center. So trying to protect their home court. Let's see if they can get it done. They trail by 7 with just under 8 to go. Phelps gets it, goes up strong, had it knocked away, regains possession, and the Panthers look to reset. Patterson from distance. She can't get that one to go, but Jackson right there for the offensive rebound, although it'll go as a tied-up possession between her and Jarvis, and possession arrow will go back over to Charleston Southern. Robertson will come back in for Latrice Phelps for the Panthers. So kind of a missed opportunity on that possession, Dylan, and the three-pointing woes continue for the Panthers. They are now 2 of 21 after that Lexi Patterson miss.
Doesn't even seem real. Doesn't even seem possible.
And we brought up that halftime stat of points in the paint. The Panthers were trailing 12-6 in that category, Dylan. They now lead 20-16. So if you want to know how they got back in this ball game, that's it right there. Credit Deanisha Jackson really for going inside and becoming a major force on the offensive end. Jarvis goes hard to the rim. Floater from the foul line's good.
Jarvis continuing to to carry over her performance from the last game into this one, having a fantastic second half of play.
Keys going to light it up again. This time she buries it. A huge three from Kayla Keys. Let's see if that gets her going. Lead now down to 6. You know, Dylan, she's had a really off shooting night, Keys has, but she's already got 14 points. So even when she has an off night, she still finds a way to get her numbers. Bratcher now wide open for 3. That one, no good. She's really cooled off from beyond the arc.
And that's another reason why the Panthers have been able to get themselves back into this. Really, Jarvis, the one keeping Charleston Southern in this game. She's 5 of 6 from the floor with 13 points, having herself a fantastic evening.
Good pass inside to Jackson. She goes up strong. Thought there was contact. No call. Now we'll get a jump ball between Robertson and Brophy.
Stacia Robertson continues to show off her excellent hands. She gets another jump ball that goes High Point's way. That's as good of as a steal.
So Patterson will inbound it. New 30-second shot clock for the Panthers. Patterson looks to get it in. She does to Robertson. The righty finish, no. Gets her own board. Kicks it back out to Keys for 3. Buries it. Kayla Keys has struggled all night, but she's heating up at the exact right time. She now is tied for the leader in the scoring column with Erin Bratcher. Both have 17 apiece.
We got
3-point game with 6 minutes to go.
We got ourselves a shootout in the second half, and it's only a 3-point game. The crowd coming alive inside the Millis Center. Kayla Keys is fired up. High Point's fired up. Let's see if Charleston Southern can respond.
Bratcher for 3, trying to answer. That one's no good. Robertson pulls down the board.
And Bratcher just continues to cool off from beyond the arc, and couldn't have come at a better time for High Point.
And Kayla Keys is going to be called for a charge. She was trying to put the team all the way on her back on that one, trying to go coast to coast, but just a little too aggressive, and that's going to be her 3rd team foul.
And here's that second 3-pointer from Kayla Keys in a couple possessions. Fired up, ready to go. High Point University got to translate that to defense now.
Their defense has been much better here in this second half, holding the Buccaneers to only 18 points so far in the second half of play. 5:15 to go. 3-point ball game. Kind of fitting that Bratcher is guarded by Keys. They've been the 2 leading scorers for both teams. That was a beautiful take by DJ Fowler. Fowler's now got double digits. She's got 10. Jackson catches it at the foul line. Keys swings it to Vincent. Dangerous pass on the perimeter. Got to be careful.
Stacia's got to get down low as well.
Good pass from Patterson to Jackson, and Jackson catches, I believe, a hand to the face. And she's going to be going to the line for a 1-on-1 situation. Let's see if she can compose herself and recover from that shot to the face and knock down a pair of free throws.
Yeah, and Charleston Southern, you got to credit them. They got 6 fouls real early in this one. I believe around 10-minute mark they had 6 fouls up on the board. That was their first foul in just over 5 minutes of play. So finally, High Point now in the bonus, and Giannisha Jackson gets a chance to go to the line, shoot some big 1-and-1 free throw chance.
And I believe they're going to probably go look to see if this is a flagrant foul, because anytime you have any sort of forearm to a head area, you always want to err on the side of caution.
Yeah, nothing real intentional about that. And
yeah, I didn't see anything intentional, but in the new days of college basketball where they're trying to protect everyone on the court, we'll see if maybe they go and review this one. And it does look like they are going to go to the monitor. So, in essence, though, that's kind of good for High Point, because I don't think this will be a flagrant, but Giannisha Jackson's got to have time to compose herself after taking a shot to the face.
Yeah, absolutely, but it also gives her some time to think about these big free throws coming up. With High Point down 2 possessions, she can cut it to 1 possession if she makes both. Really a big opportunity here. It does not appear that Charleston Southern will get the flagrant call. I think that's the right call, Kev.
And the personal is going to go against DJ Fowler. Her 3rd, team 7th. So 1-and-1 for Giannisha Jackson. 2 big free throws coming up on the season. Jackson just a 60% foul shooter. First one on the way and good. Jackson tonight from the foul line. Before that shot was 2 of 3, so now 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. Let's see if she can make it 4 or 5. Trying to make it a 3-point game. Second one on the way and good. So Jackson really coming on strong in this second half. She's got 8 points, and all 8 of them coming here in the second half.
Kevin, she didn't even have a field goal attempt in the first half, so that just goes to show you how much she's turned her game around. And I'm sure that has a lot to do with Coach Hendricks telling our players, look, we need to get her the ball. There's no excuse that she doesn't have a shot yet.
This is man. She swings it to Bratcher. Panthers playing a zone defense. We've seen a lot of man from them tonight, but now they're going to zone. Bratcher swings it to man, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. You know, they were kind of swinging it around the perimeter. I even lost track of the shot clock.
Yeah, that seemed like a real fast shot clock, but maybe it's because they took their time bringing the ball up. High Point now getting the ball back. Another turnover for Charleston. That
just seemed like no one was interested from Charleston Southern in shooting the basketball in that possession.
Yeah, a little too nonchalant considering their backs are against the wall right now. Only up with only a 3-point lead.
And they're going to get Patterson on a travel. She tried to go inside. That will lead us to our final media timeout. 3:57 to go. The Panthers trail by 3, trying to come back against the Buccaneers of Charleston Southern.
At High Point University, every student receives an extraordinary education in an inspiring environment with caring people. Cutting-edge academic programs are matched with state-of-the-art living. The transformation of this institution has tripled its size, and it has attracted national attention. Students learn and live in a beautiful 300-acre campus. That's High Point University. Extraordinary.
Teams, one family. Feel the passion of High Point University athletics.
Need an excuse to go to the beach? Well, now you have one. Create a home court advantage and cheer on the Panthers at the visitmyrtlebeach.com Big South Basketball Championships from March 4th through the 9th in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Contact High Point's ticket office for more information. We'll see you at the beach.
The 652 people in attendance really got their money's worth tonight. We've got an excellent finish coming up for you here on the Big South Network presented by State Farm. 52-49, Charleston Southern leads High Point University with 3:57 to go. Back with you here in the Miller Center. Kevin Russell, Dylan Lovering along with you for the finish, and it should be a good one at that.
High Point continuing to put on that full court pressure.
Charleston Southern led at halftime by 12, 32-20. They led by as many as 13 here in the second half. Jarvis passes to Brophy. That shot's well short, and Phelps comes up with the rebound.
Great defensive stand there from Phelps, who's on pretty much the hottest player on the floor for Charleston Southern, and Jarvis.
Patterson for 3, in and out. That would have put the roof off this building. The crowd was ready to explode.
Patterson now 0 for 6 from beyond the arc here tonight. Really another factor contributing to the real bad numbers, and tough foul there picked up by Richard.
But that's okay because that's only the Panthers' 3rd foul of the second half, so not a terrible foul right there by Ashante Richard. The second foul on Richard.
Yeah, and you see a 3-point lead up there for Charleston Southern. As you see the 3-pointer from the corner. No good by DJ, but
good job by Brophy, though, chasing down the offensive rebound. So with 3 minutes to go, Charleston Southern will be able to reset it. New 30-second shot clock.
You see the 3-point lead for Charleston Southern, but High Point's got the lead 7-3 when it comes to fouls, and if they're in the bonus already, that's a big advantage coming down the final stretch of this game. Jarvis has it, swings it to Dotson with 8 on the shot clock. Dotson to the rim, tries to float it up there, couldn't get it to go. A lot of contact. We've got a jump ball, and the possession arrow will stay with Charleston Southern. However, there's only 2 seconds on the shot clock. .240 to go in the game, 2 seconds on the shot clock for the Buccaneers. We could see the Bucks' 4th shot clock violation of the night.
And now the discussion is, should the shot clock reset? And it's a tough call because you could argue that High Point did have possession, but I guess the officials didn't say for long enough. So it will be 2 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Bratcher for 3, and she's fouled.
And the one thing you got to be telling yourself in your head with 2 seconds on the shot clock is do not pick up a foul.
And now, Dylan, exactly I couldn't tell. Maybe you could tell a little bit better from sitting on my left. Was she behind the three-point line when she released it? Or I guess we'll get a good shot. No, she was not. So it'll only be a 2-shot foul, though still not a good foul in that position. Erin Bratcher at the line for 2 shots, and she misses the first. On the season, a 78.6% foul shooter, so a rare miss right there from the senior from Raleigh, North Carolina. Second one on the way, and good.
And they awarded her 3 when there was...
And it was absolutely clear that that should not have been a 3-shot foul. Absolutely clear. Third one on the way.
And Kev...
is good.
That was a gifted point from the referees, and that was a very obvious call, especially if you're down there on the floor. She didn't even have a foot on the line. There was a solid 6 to 8 to a foot of space between both of her feet and the three-point line. They missed it.
It wasn't even close. I mean, I wish they would have gone over to the monitor or something, because that was a blatant missed call. Panthers have it with 10 to shoot, down by 5.
High Point's coaching staff not really worked up about it, though. They should have been more forward with the referees, trying to get them to take a look at it, because that's a very, very, very big call at this point.
Very big 1-point call. You're absolutely right. So Patterson went to the hole strong, was fouled, putting up a jump shot, so she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Lexi Patterson on the year, like I said, just a 46.2% free throw shooter, has 4 points tonight, and she did knock down 2 shots earlier tonight. First free throw, no good. Second one is, so a big miss right there from Richard. Panthers trail by 4 with 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Tatum Jarvis has it. She dribbles out of the press, kicks it to Bratcher on the perimeter. 2:05 now to go. 20 seconds on the shot clock for the Buccaneers.
And, you know, that wrongful free throw reward, that's the difference between a 2-possession game and a 1-possession game right now for High Point.
That one almost went down for Jarvis, but it spins out. The Panthers get a big defensive stop. Here comes Keys into the front court. Keys is fouled on the way up. I think they're actually going to say she might have been passing that, so maybe it'll only be a 1-and-1. We'll see. And nope, they're going to award her 2 shots. So looked like the ball may have been in the direction of a pass, but they're going to say she would have gone up had she not been fouled. So Keys will get 2 shots from the line with 1:45 to go. First one up and too strong.
Got to be making your free throws at this stage in the game. Also worth noting, that foul will put High Point into the double bonus moving forward in this game if they receive any more fouls. So High Point now 2 opportunities every time they get fouled.
Second free throw on the way, and that one rattles in. So 18 points for Kayla Keys, and Coach Hendricks wants a timeout. 54-51 our score, but really, Dylan, this should be a 2-point game and not a 3-point game.
Yeah, 3-point shot was awarded on the foul for Richard in the corner there. And
you know, I wonder if our production crew back there can possibly let us see that play again. I don't know if they have that replay still available to us, but I would love to show. Yeah, the 2 versus 3 is really what we're looking to see again. I don't know if we can get that again, but we'll see if we can get that for you, because it was blatantly clear it was not a 3-shot foul and should not have been 3 shots awarded.
And here you see the play. Bratcher with 2 feet well inside the 3-point line, fading away. And at the end of the play,
she was barely
out of bounds. She's not even out of bounds.
I mean, she was 2 to 3 feet inside of the 3-point line, Dylan.
Yeah, and they missed it, and she missed her first free throw, made her second 2. So that's the difference right now. High Point, this should be a 2-point game, and yet High Point finds themselves down by a 3-pointer with 1:35 left in the game.
Charleston Southern finally breaks the press with about 2 seconds to spare. So 1:30 to go, 15 seconds on the shot clock. They lead by 3.
Can't afford to pick up any cheap fouls around the perimeter.
Brophy kicks it to Bratcher. Now it's Fowler, who puts up a 3 from distance. And they're going to say it went off of High Point and will stay with Charleston Southern.
Great hustle there by Rochelle Brophy, who did a good job trying to fight there with Phelps, and luckily for her, it was a deep rebound instead of one that came right off the rim.
Well, that's what you get with the long shot, and that was a long three-pointer by Fowler that was off. Bratcher catches it behind the three-point line. Jackson hedges out. Panthers really playing some strong defense. 15 seconds on the shot clock, 1 minute to go in the game. Panthers down by 3. Fowler kicks it in the corner. That's a two-pointer, and that one's off the mark, but Brophy there again for the offensive rebound. Great hustle by Rochelle Brophy, and now Lexi Patterson fouls DJ Fowler. I don't know why Patterson decided to foul.
You know, at this stage there, they might need to resort to the 1-and-1 at some point. It's not necessarily that big of a foul.
Remember, High Point still needs to foul 2 times before being in the bonus.
Yeah, so, I mean, gives High Point a chance to catch their breath. Not too big of a deal there on the foul by Patterson.
They get it into Fowler, guarded by Patterson. No foul this time. There's a 14-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Panthers can play it out, but they're going to need to really play strong defense. Fowler has it rejected away, and then we get a foul called on Deanisha Jackson.
Real late call there by the referee. Deanisha did a good job stepping up, meeting the ball, but just a little too much body contact. Both people were going in opposite directions. Not surprised to see the foul called there.
So Fowler will go to the line for 2 shots on the season. Fowler is a 77.2% foul shooter. The lefty puts it up and swishes it home.
5 of 5 now from the light, and she got clean ball, but definitely some body contact involved there. She didn't set her feet quite enough, and decided to go for the block rather than the offensive foul, which I think was the wrong play there by Jackson.
And High Point has called a timeout as they trail by 4 with 29.3 seconds to go. DJ Fowler will be at the line for the second of 2 shots when we resume play here, Dylan. Dylan, right now, if you're High Point, you have to assume DJ Fowler's going to make this bucket. Do you go for a quick 2, or do you go for the 3 right away?
Well, you know, you got 1-and-1. You set yourself up for a 1-and-1 play for on the other end. If you can get someone with the ball that is not a great free throw shooter, I think the right play is to foul. If you can get a basket on the other end for High Point University, I think you just got to get what's easy. If you have an open look for three-pointer, you got to take it. If it's not there, you can't force anything up. They just got to get a quality look on the other end, whether that be a 2-pointer or a 3-pointer. It's going to be important for High Point to get a quality look. So your strategy would be
go to the basket, hopefully you get 2 points, and then you foul right away and hope they miss the front end of the 1-on-1.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that High Point also now with 9 fouls, so if they're aggressive to the rim, they have a chance of getting some points without any time clicking off the clock.
On the night, Charleston Southern has shot it pretty well from the line, right at 80% on the evening. A big free throw coming up for DJ Fowler. On the night, Fowler has 11 points. That is 3rd on the team behind Tatum Jarvis and Erin Bratcher. Second free throw is good, so it's a 5-point hole with 30 seconds to go.
Fowler 6 of 6 from the line tonight. Those 2 are huge.
Patterson gets it in. That one's deflected away, and it's controlled by Brophy. Robertson trying to get it back, and she could not force the jump ball, and she's forced to commit a foul with 19.1 to go, and that will send Brophy to the line for a 1-and-1.
And Patterson turns the ball over in an extremely crucial circumstance. Fowler coming through again. She only has 1 steal in the column, and she's the leading stealer in the Big South, but you know, she's created a lot of deflections and a lot of trouble for Patterson here tonight.
Brophy, a 60% foul shooter on the year. The first one up and no good, rebounded by Patterson. Panthers have some life. They have to hurry. Keys is wide open in the corner for 3. That one's no good. Jackson right there, had it stripped away. Somehow gets back out to Keys. She's got to go up with it. She does. Couldn't get it to go. Jackson on the inside gets it to go. 5.1 seconds to go. Panthers trail by 3.
High Point's now just got to lock down on the best free throw shooters for Charleston Southern and hope that they can get another foul on someone like Brophy, send her to the line, and they're going to need to bring it back down court for the 3-pointer. Luckily, High Point still got 1 timeout left, so that gives Coach Deanna Hendricks a little wiggle room to manage her team as the final seconds tick away.
As you see that 3 from Keys off the mark, and then you see Jackson just continuing to fight. Really never gave up on that possession. And that was key to High Point even having a shot right here down the stretch. It was a 4th effort right there from Deanisha Jackson. You could have argued she might have even been fouled and have gone to the line for a three-point play. As it is, High Point trails by 3. It'll be Erin Bratcher to inbound it. She can run the baseline. Charleston Southern does have 3 timeouts. They get it in, and this time it's to DJ Fowler. And like we said, Fowler is 77.2% foul shooter on the season.
6 of 6 tonight, so
hopefully
it's a 1-and-1.
Yeah, you gotta hope she misses the first, and then if you get the rebound, you immediately call timeout so the ball advances to half court. That only works if she misses the foul shot.
Yeah, here, this is pretty much do or die right here. If she's able to connect on both of these, could be pretty much game over for High
Teddy
Point.
Vincent comes back in for the Panthers. She's a 3-point threat. Fowler up on the way. That one's no good, but Charleston Southern gets the offensive rebound, and there's a foul called against the Panthers. In a crucial situation, High Point could just never come up with that big rebound. We saw Brophy multiple times on that possession with 30 seconds to go come up with a key offensive rebound, and that's how this one looks like it's going to end. It's Anisha Dotson at the line trying to put the icing on this victory for Charleston Southern. Phelps gets it. She's got to put it up, and she can't do it fast enough. The Panthers will fall by 3. It wasn't a pretty ending for Charleston Southern. They missed a lot of free throws down the stretch, but they somehow hold on and beat the High Point Panthers. 56-53 your final score here in the Millis Center. And you'll look at a crucial play in this ball game, folks. Once more, they awarded 3 shots to Erin Bratcher when she was clearly inside the line, and she missed the first one, made the last 2, one of which she should have never had the opportunity to shoot.
And that was critical to the way the end of this game played out. You got to hand it to High Point University. They battled back. They only turned the ball over 3 times in the second half. Denisha Jackson had a heck of a half. She did an awesome job in the last possession for High Point, grabbing those offensive rebounds, getting the bucket, giving High Points a chance to win. They just couldn't come up with the defensive rebound off the free throw when they needed it.
Keys finished with 18. Robertson finished with 7, and probably close to the 20 boards in the end. Phelps finished with 8. Jackson finished with 10, and all of 10 of those coming in the second half. You saw what the Panthers should have done in the first half. Unfortunately, they figured it out a little bit too late, and Charleston Southern was able to pull out a victory here in the Millis Center. Charleston Southern moves to 3-4 in conference play. The Panthers fall to 4-3 in the Big South Conference, and it was a good one, Dylan, but unfortunately the Panthers fell at the end. For Dylan Lovering, I'm Kevin Russell and the entire HBU SportsLink crew. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday evening. We hope you have a great night. Our final 56-53, Charleston Southern beats the High Point Panthers.